Alright guys, I got the car parked in the garage. It's your boy Tutune and we're about to get straight into the install. Right now we're on the stock monster truck suspension, and by the end of this video we're gonna be dragging the front lip on the ground. Not really, but it's gonna look sick, so stay tuned. Take off the wheel, and first thing you want to do to start taking off the coilover is removing brake lines. So it's gonna be this one right here. Just basically follow the snake. This is the one on the actual coilover, because the new coilover will have its own space, so you're gonna get rid of this. All right, I got it. So these two, you just pull them off. Those are pretty straightforward. And this one is going to be 12 millimeter. Boom. That's nice and yeah. Okay, so one tip I'm gonna say is you're gonna want both sides to be lifted so that the sway bar doesn't get stuck when you try to remove it. And I would do it in this sequence. Remove this first and then the sway bar and link. Get two 17 millimeter wrenches. And I have this huge breaker bar attached to the wrench, and that did it for me last time, so it's gonna work again. Wedged in. Oh, actually, oh wow. Remove it from this lower arm control. I hit both sides, loosen this up. This will start to drag down. Pull out your small wrench. Don't use a long one. That's gonna be impossible. 14 millimeter. You want to get it loose like this, because if you try to back it up all the way, you're gonna hit this and your tool's gonna get stuck. So you have to just like loosen it so it's hand tight. All right. This is what it should look like. It's hangling, dangling. And you know you're done when your hands look like this and like this, because damn, that's just dirty. But the only thing left to do is, I believe they're gonna be right here. There you go. All right, here we go. 13. Try it on. I think it might be 12. I'm gonna see if it 12 works. It's pretty easy to pull it out once this is all loose. I didn't think I need to show that. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, so here we are. We switched over to the other side. I already removed everything like the other side, just the mirror. But you just want to make sure that you get this threading to be on the same side as the brake, and then these two where these guys go. So yeah, I'm gonna start putting this one back on. Okay, but do take regards to this. These bolts that come with the Racelands are 13 millimeters. The ones on top, the stock ones that were here, they were actually 12 millimeter. Keep that in mind. All right, fam, I'm gonna give you guys a pro level tip. So these bolts that go up here that are 14 millimeters, they're super long. When you're trying to put them in, they're actually like go right here, like they hit the coilover. While you're getting this in place, gonna want to put it just in between these two, and don't put these tight all the way. The coilover is not going to be able to move and it's going to be in your way. So I would put it like down to the last thread, or like not put this one all the way so it moves. But don't tighten it all the way. Just put a jack, put it under, then line it up, throw the bolt in there, tighten it up. Don't forget the sway bar and link. I have the brake line on the coilover. Haven't put the nut in yet. And all that's left to do is put these two and attach them to the coilover as well. And that is that's how you do the front. Okay, I actually just removed the pieces of wood, and what would you say that clearance is? I see like, okay, let me put my hand here, like 4 fingers. About, not really, probably 5. You could probably fit your hand in there. But yeah, that is sick. Let me just get that angle one more time. Yeah. I'm ready to go for a meet. Can't be riding on them stocks. Alright guys, so we're moved to the back, and I already checked out all the bolts. This one is what you're gonna knock off first. Put a jack under here. The spring is loaded, and it probably will jump if you don't put a jack and secure yourself. So 17 millimeter here. Take this off. 17 millimeter here. Connect it to the strut. Once you take this off, then you go up here. 12, pull it out, install a new one, and I'll show you what it looks like as we're going through. Actually, it was very simple. Came out, didn't even have to touch the other bolt, and onto this one. This one, there's no way you're gonna be able to touch that, and you don't need to, so don't worry about it. All right, so after I put the jack under and I made sure that it was on, the pressure was unloaded from the coil, I actually had a problem pulling out the spring itself because this didn't have enough mobility. So I had to hit the 17 that's actually attaching this whole bucket, the spring bucket, I guess. And by loosening that, this gave more play, and then now I'm gonna be able to take this off. But that's just a tip. I'm not sure if everyone's gonna need that, but it worked for me. All right, you guys are gonna have a good laugh for this one. For that bolt, use this guy attached to an L shape breaker bar, and I already broke it loose, so I'm just gonna hand tighten it now, or hand loosen it. But yeah, just do that to both. It's kind of a tight spot, so if you have a power tool with a socket, 12 millimeter, that's your best bet. Snip, snip, and you'll be good. So yeah, we're gonna put the new coilovers in. Okay, I actually didn't expect this, but we're also reusing the same hardware. And check this out. So if you tighten this before you install it, the coils are actually in the way. You literally cannot even put the 12 millimeter. I don't even know how I got back there, but if you do one side, then you're not going to be able to do the other side because there's no more play. So you actually have to do this last. So I'm going to have to actually undo this and then do it again and then measure this. What I did was I lowered the top ring all the way to the bottom one. So now I have play, and because it's not really stuck, I actually have enough room now, barely, to get this. Once I get this last bolt on, I'm probably just gonna tighten it just a little bit, just so that it barely moves. Okay, so once I go pro, you guys can copy my setup, just like maybe a finger in between. I finally got this locked. The coilover barely moves, but it does move, I'm pretty sure. If not, that's fine. Yeah, it did move. Now just tighten this up, bring the bucket back up, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side, and then possibly take this thing for a drive and take some pictures maybe. There we fucking go. It's fucking hella aggressive in the front. Back is kind of tucking or some shit. I don't know, but test drive. That's next for sure. Sheesh. So I thought this shit was gonna be nice and sweet, but it still needs some dialing in. I think I test drove it and it's making some clunky noise in the back right. Gotta make sure everything's good there. I'm not trying to damage the threading or whatever. And then the front, bruh, I hopped out of the driveway and I already scraping. I was like, oh shit. But it's all good. Probably raise the fronts just a little bit. And then dial the back. That's the move. And we're also scraping. If you guys hear a noise in the back, that is a socket that I dropped in the back right. while installing my coilovers. Have not got it out. I need to get a magnet or something. Alright, so this is the coilover replacement that I got sent out because the one I'm currently removing started rattling as soon as I put it on, actually. So that was unusable. So the customer support has been pretty easy. They're not too hard to contact. But yeah, I've dealt with this part making noise, not sure where exactly, and then I've also gotten the top hats removed. So two things that went wrong. Not sure if it would have happened if I went with BC coils. Alright, my guys, I gotta give it to them. This time they didn't play me. They came correct. See, this is how I wanted it to come, just full replacement. But they came at me with this the first time. I don't know if it's the way I asked or what do you gotta do to go from going from this to coming correct. Like, this is what I want to see. Shout out these guys. I waited my time, I took my patience, and they came through. But to be on that quick stuff, you gotta spend more money, I guess. Alright, this is the first drive after the install, and it's actually running mint right now. Before the other troubleshoots, I'm gonna put some other clips of this car just being messed up and making noises and stuff like that. So the VQ burns oil. Oh god. We scraping nasty. I don't know what that is. I hope it's not that's so bad. But I think we actually got the car dialed down after all of the issues that we ran through, like the two top hat coilovers in the front going out by hitting a bump. That was kind of my fault, not Raceland's fault. But the back rear coilover that was clunking for no reason, that wasn't my fault. Yeah, but I spent $200 taking it to a mechanic and showing them, like, yo, this is making some noise. I don't know what's going on. I did not think it was the coilover. Turned out it was the coilover, and I paid for it. I paid for buying cheap parts. You know, that sucks. But at the end of the day, I got the car running. I'm happy with it, and let's go on that drive. Alright, what is up, guys? We're on the street where originally I was clunking, making a whole bunch of noise, a whole bunch of fitment issues too. That's something that we were dealing with. That had nothing to do with Raceland's coilovers. They give you the drop you want, but you're gonna have to adjust the coilovers. So I raised the car 1.75 inches in the front, and I think I maxed out the bottoms pretty much as much as I can. I don't think I went all the way. I just twisted the bottom part all the way up, and I left like a finger gap in between. So yeah, the fitment issue's gone. So we're no longer rubbing when we do full wheel turns. there was no play for it. If there was any kind of shift in the body roll of the car, it would start scraping right away. So that was, we had to get rid of that. We had to raise it a little bit until we can fix the fender fitment issues. I prefer the performance over the stock coilovers for sure. You can feel a difference. The car wants to slide, and it feels good when it does. There's definitely not much of a rollback like when you're on stocks. Like, if you drift the car on stocks, you know what it feels like. It literally jumps you back. You're like, whoa, and it's ridiculous. I've never tried no other coilovers, but from what I know compared to stocks, and you want to get in this game, go for the coilovers. Go for Raceland coilovers. You might regret it, but you can also learn a lot from using their products. It'll make you not want to cheap out on anything else. That is the number one thing I've learned. You don't want to cheap out on these parts. So if I ever buy another car, I might still put Racelands on them, just because of the lifetime warranty. You know, you kind of win. Yup, this thing handles so nicely. I would actually drift this and be comfortable. I don't mind. I don't mind these coilovers, you know. Maybe one day I'll upgrade to BC coilovers because they sound amazing. Like, everyone uses them, brand name. But as of today, we're rocking with these. Like, it's so value for the buck. You can call them eBay. I've seen the Instagram comments. They say, yo, you got them eBay parts, huh? And then they'll start listing off like different eBay brands, and Raceland is one of them. People consider Raceland to be eBay, which is funny. I don't agree with it, because I bought it off the shop. I didn't get no eBay pricing. Like what's eBay coilovers? $200? But I'll take these through the canyons. I'll take them through the mountains. These things can take their corners. They're strong. They're stiff. That's all you could really want from coilovers, right? And maybe a little bit of rebound if you want it to be a little bit softer. But hey, I'm still young. My back straight, I think. You know, feel me? We're still good out here. We could afford to lose some comfort for some performance. Damn, that truck was on my lane. Okay. My final review for Raceland, I give them a 7 out of 10. The product is what it says. The performance is mint. You're getting what you paid for. But when it comes down to service, they kind of cheated me one time. They tried, but you just gotta send them a message, and then their score goes up. They go from 7 out of 10 to 9 out of 10.